Hello teachers, learners, and parents. Sir Jeff po, at your service. Alam nyo ba na meron tayong website na tinatawag na DepEd Commons? Ang DepEd Commons ay binuo upang gawing accessible ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral dito sa ating bansa gamit lamang ang inyong mga smart devices gaya ng cellphones, tablets, at computers. Dito ay maaari nating ma-access ang iba't ibang learning materials mula sa Department of Education. Meron itong mga interactive materials, electronic self-learning modules, at instructional video lessons mula sa DepEd TV na tiyak na makatutulong sa pag-aaral ng mga mag-aaral galing ka man sa public o private school. Walang problema dahil welcome ang lahat dito. Para ito sa mga guro, magulang at mga mag-aaral mula sa kinder hanggang grade 12, Alternative Learning System o ALS, at pati na rin ang special education. At huwag kang mag-alala dahil kahit walang load ay maaari mong ma-access ang mga learning materials. Tama! Libre ito. Ang kailangan mo lamang gawin ay i-on ang iyong data at buksan lamang ang iyong browser at i-type ang commons.deped.gov.ph. Alam na ba ng iyong mga kasamahang guro o mag-aral ang tungkol sa DepEd Commons? I-share mo na ang video na ito upang matuto rin sila kung paano gagamitin ang DepEd Commons sa mabilis at napakadaling paraan. Muli, ito po si Sir Jeff at kita-kits po tayo sa DepEd Commons. Paalam!
Mabuhay! Good day to all! I am your tutor Madge. Welcome to ETUlay, a free online tutorial, an initiative of the Department of Education, Information and Communications Technology Service, Educational Technology Unit, ICTS EdTech. This program is aimed at helping and assisting learners from kindergarten, senior high school, ALS, Alive, and SPED learners. Aside from answering the modules, the ETUlay is offering programs which you will surely look forward to. Together with our parents and teachers, the ETUlay will bridge the gaps where difficulty and ease meet in learning new knowledge and skills. So, let us prepare our module, pen and paper. Ready your mind to see and hear worthwhile and interesting lessons. Let us now study and learn, together with our volunteer online tutors. Tara na!
Yes, good afternoon, good day everyone. Another Friday, another learning. I am Tutor Rodman, your tall, dark, and never mind. Of course,
And
Tutor
it was
T.
handsome. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
Tutor T from DepEd Cavite Province. And of course, I'd like to grab this opportunity to thank all of our leaders here in Cavite Province for supporting us in this venture to be part of
Yeah.
the DepEd ETUlay program. And I'm so grateful for Tutor Rodman for being here with me. And last Friday, I wasn't here, but
Yeah,
I'm
they
grateful
miss
that
you.
today I'm here. All right.
Yeah.
So we have so
Our
many
tutors miss you so much.
I miss you too, Judro Rodman. We have so many viewers already. They already sent their comments right here. Okay, let's give them a shout out before we go to our lesson for today.
Yeah. So yeah, good afternoon, no? 8 Discover Aryan Bautista Kuwasay.
Mhm.
Rain Result Tauyan. Good afternoon po, Rain Result Tauyan, grade 7. Watching and listening from Ingud Ramona Integrated School, Andanganan, West District.
And good afternoon, Ma'am Dolores de Asis Jerez, Ma'am Zai Avi, si Christy Aparice. Good afternoon from Likha Aparice, Bethel, Arian Bautista. You already mentioned that. Rain.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Chelsea, Kate Villegas watching from STO Pampanga. All right. So thank you guys for supporting us. So may I just encourage you guys to please share this ETUlay session because we are helping you to or other people as well who are interested to learn about call center services or contact center services. We're helping you guys to become call center ready in the future once you graduate your senior high school. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be easy for you to find a job once you obtain all the skills that we are going to teach in this contact center services for grade 10 students. By the way, you
That's
can catch
right.
us up every Friday from 1:40 until 2:20 in the afternoon.
Yeah, and so you can watch our recorded session
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook and YouTube. For our Facebook, we have DepEd EdTech Unit and DepEd Tayo. And for YouTube, of course, we have DepEd Philippines, DepEd EdTech, and DepEd TV.
Mm-hmm. Ayan. Sabi ni Rian Joyce Berwega, grade 7 watching from Ingud Ramona Integrated School and ang Danan West District SDO in Isabela. All right. So
Yeah,
imagine we have grade 7 students right here, 'di ba? And grade
yeah.
8, grade 9, grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12 students, I guess, are following our shows. And I hope you guys wouldn't just a one-day visitor of our program, but every week visitor of this program for our TLE extended sessions. Okay, so like what Tutor Rodman said, you can always catch us up live sa Facebook and on YouTube. All right.
Mm-hmm. And today session. So we are now already in week 7, quarter 1, analyze communication process, the barriers to communication. But this time, no barriers in a contact center, right, sir?
Mhm. Yeah, and we already discussed this maybe 3 episodes or 2 episodes or 2 sessions ago, and we kind of touch it a little bit, but right now we are going to go in details. We are going to
Yeah,
dissect the
yeah,
barriers to communication in a call center scenario. All right, so
yeah.
maybe you also tackle
Scrutinize.
this topic in your English communication or oral communication subject, and we're just gonna add up and make sure that you guys understand and be able to utilize this in your call center journey in the future. All right.
Mm-hmm. Right. Our objectives, no, for today, for this session. So we have the first one: identify barriers to communication in a contact center.
Mm-hmm. And then take action in accordance with company policy. So that's the reason why we're gonna talk about barriers to communication in a call center scenario, so that you can apply things up in accordance with your company policies. All right.
Yeah.
I'd like to greet Joselita Pareñas or the Ocdanaria. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your names online. Okay, but we do acknowledge your presence and we're grateful for you guys being here, supporting and learning with us in this session.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go right into barriers to communication. No, what do you guys see in the picture? Okay, you can comment on the comment section below. What do you guys see in the picture? And discuss what we can make out of it in relation to barriers to communication.
Mhm. So I guess Tutor T, no, lot
Hmm.
of knowledge about the first picture, right, sir?
Yeah.
Pa-shout out din daw po kay Christine Bautista, kapatid ko, sabi ni Aryan. Aryan Bautista Kuwasay.
Ayan.
Yeah.
So, Christine Bautista, how are you? I hope you are doing well and you take care of yourself. Okay?
Mm,
So, yun na. We shout you out already. Okay? Share our sessions so that there will be more people like you are learning and benefiting from this program of DepEd ETUlay. Okay, as
yeah.
you can see in the first picture, tama si Tutor Rodman, no? Ay, nakalimutan ko ito yung sinabi, Tutor Rodman. What did you say, Tutor Rodman, on the first picture?
Yeah. Say something, sir. Say something with the first picture.
Okay. So actually this is about this is a wall, and it has a historical it is a historical event, okay, that happened in 1961. Germany,
1961
the
in
East
Germany.
Germany built this wall to avoid people from West Germany to influence them, because West Germany is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much under the occupation of United States, and they don't want the influence of United States throughout the entire Germany. So they put up this wall, and a lot of people from East Germany are actually they're trying to leave East Germany and go to West Germany at that time.
Yeah.
So they put up this wall to make sure that they couldn't cross borders from east to west Germany. And at the same time, there should be um, less or no communication between them. They don't want the influence of the West.
Yeah, thank you for that information, sir. Right? So we're not just learning about contact center in here in our session, but of course, no history. We learn history from tutor T.
Hmm. And the reason why, what do you guys think the reason why we build walls or we build fence? Ano yung dahilan? Bakit tayo gumagawa ng fence? Sige nga, comment nyo nga. Bakit ba tayo naglalagay ng fence sa bahay natin? Sabi ni Alberta
Yeah.
Lagsilon, watching from Lina Dasan Elementary School, Don Marcelino District, Davao Occidental. Wow.
Yeah.
We're reaching Batanes hanggang Mindanao, 'di ba? Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Mula Batanes hanggang Hulo ang ating naaabot, no, for as much as you guys have internet connection.
Yeah.
And that's
So yeah, let's go back to the question daw, bakit daw tayo gumagawa ng ball, right?
mm,
But actually in this session, no, in ETUlay, so we are making bridge, right? Not
yeah,
wall.
wall. We are making bridge and not a wall.
Yeah, not a wall. Because
Tama, no?
yeah.
Ang ganda
Mhm.
ng metaphor na 'yon, no.
Yeah.
Sa communication, no, pagka gumagawa tayo ng wall, so sige, balikan natin 'yung tanong, no. Wala pa nagko-comment dito. Okay. Pag gumagawa tayo ng wall to protect us against intruder, 'di ba? To protect us against let's say other people who might wanna do us harm, 'di ba? Kaya tayo
Mm,
gumagawa ng fence and wall, we want to protect our property, okay?
yeah.
But that is not so in communication. In communication, we try to um, we want to um, remove
Those
those walls, the walls
those
in the
walls.
communication process, and that symbolizes the barriers to communication, diba?
Yeah.
So
The barriers,
when
the
we have
problems.
Mhm. What happened to Rodman when you, let's say, ako kasi when I don't want to speak with somebody, I would just close the door of my room and I wouldn't to talk to anyone.
Yeah. So when we do the things right,
Mm-hmm.
of course we cannot fix the problem, right?
Aha. We
So
cannot fix the problem. Tama,
mhm,
no? Kapag
mhm.
ka may wall between us. Okay? Imagine if
Yes.
you have a loved one and you build this wall between you guys.
Mhm.
What's gonna happen? Okay, your relationship will deteriorate. And then that is
Yeah,
the same thing in a call center session or call center scenario.
correct.
How about the second picture to the Rodman?
So actually, no, so maybe that's you, sir. Yeah, because it's handsome, right? So maybe you are shooting on DepEd TV, okay? But you do not mind, okay, what happened at the back, right? But actually, there's
Mhm.
a big problem. So that's a huge elephant.
Mhm. When we hear somebody says, "Let's address the elephant in the room,"
Yeah,
what does that mean? When you are addressing the elephant in the room, okay? Elephant in the room means it's big,
it's
it's
big.
humongous, 'di ba? Malaki yung elepante, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So ibig sabihin there is a problem that should be fixed. And sometimes we aren't aware that we're the one causing the problem. And when somebody approaches us, we say, "Why? Why are you guys pointing at me? Why are you guys blaming me?" Okay?
Yeah.
And when you're defensive, you're kind of building that wall. Okay? When you're
Yeah.
defensive. So in order for us to actually remove the barriers to communication, we have to have this open open field
Yeah.
where there is no fence, no wall that could protect us. Because the very purpose why we build wall is for our protection. We were defensive.
Mm-hmm.
We want to secure ourselves, 'di ba? And
Yeah.
sa communication, iba yung nagagawa ng wall, no? Hindi na solve yung problem. And in fact, dito sa picture na ito, in 1969, they destroy and the East Germany, the Democratic Republic of Germany, they actually decided to uh, break this wall that prevent their people from communicating and from associating with one another. And that symbolized the end of Cold War in Germany. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So makikita
That's great.
natin that there is unification once those walls are break down. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
So yun yung goal natin, no? To break down those barriers to
Yeah.
communication and to solve problems. Okay?
So that is why in a call center, sir. So
Mm-hmm.
um, call centers provide trainings, diba,
Mm-hmm.
to learn how to overcome those barriers.
Exactly,
Example,
Tutor Rodman.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. Ayan. So this is actually your initial training for you to break down those barriers or to break to uh, remove all those barriers sa communication. And
Mm-hmm.
we talk about this one, the very first barrier to communication in our, I think, 2 episodes or 2 sessions ago, di ba?
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
have in here, no, so we have external and internal.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, so Tutor T is a great singer, right? So that is
Yeah.
Tutor T. Later, he will give us samples.
No, that's not gonna happen. I'm not a good singer. I'm a terrible singer.
Terrible singer, so that is really a barrier.
Okay, actually, when you hear somebody singing, it's not in tune. It's gonna be distracting. You wouldn't
Yeah.
enjoy listening to music, especially if you hear me, guys. If you hear me singing, you're not gonna enjoy it. So, example of external noise are, yeah, the noise coming out from your neighbor, coming out from your surrounding. For example, you're
Yeah.
living near the highway, and there's so many
Lot of
vehicles passing
vehicles.
by, diba?
Mm-hmm.
And say, for example, your mom is cleaning up your house and
Mm-hmm.
using the vacuum and it's making a lot of noise. You couldn't concentrate when you have those noise, di ba? Yung mga external noise na yan. Okay. How about internal noise, Tutor Rodman? No,
Yeah,
from
so
this picture.
internal. So it means no inside, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
say internal, it's about inside. For instance,
Inside.
you are not feeling well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not feeling well, of course, so you can't do your job well.
Oh, yeah. So once
Mm-mm.
you, sakto yun, no? Kapag ka masama pakiramdam natin, di ba? Parang hindi tayo makapag-concentrate din. Masakit
Mm-mm.
yung ulo natin, may dinadamdam tayo sa puso natin, mabigat yung pakiramdam natin. We really couldn't concentrate. Or we
Yeah.
could we sometimes we are not, not sometimes, but once we do not feel well, we we are not in the mood
In the
to
mood.
speak, 'di ba? To communicate with
Mm-mm.
other people. We just want to
Correct.
sleep, take some time to rest, and
Mm-mm.
sometimes we do the the negative thing like drinking, 'di ba? If you're emotionally disturbed, sometimes other people would just drink, and that is not so. That shouldn't be the solution, no, when you're not feeling well. Sa trabaho naman, working na call center, no, may experience din natin to, itong external and internal noise, no. Halimbawa ng external noise, yung maingay yung katabi mo, okay?
Yeah.
Because as far as we all know, once you work in a call center, you're gonna be working in cubicles, no. You and your coworkers are gonna work in cubicles, and those cubicles are next to each other, and
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be talking simultaneously to your customers, to different customers, all at the
Yeah.
same time, di ba? And sometimes you're gonna be sitting beside a coworker who is loud enough that
Mm-hmm.
you would be distracted, and that's gonna be annoying, right? So
Yeah.
what are
So,
the practices that you can do if the external noise is coming out from your end, di ba?
yeah, so you can approach your coworker to lower down
Yun.
his or her voice, right?
Okay, pwede naman.
So
Pwede naman
yeah,
tayo
wala
mag-communicate.
naman.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah. Walang mali kung i-approach
Mm-hmm.
natin yung coworker natin na pwede bang paki-tone down yung iyong
Yeah,
voice
yung
because
boses.
I cannot hear the customer properly and
Yeah,
I'm
but
a
of
bit
course, sir, in a
distracted.
very nice way, right?
In a very nice way. Okay? So dapat may openness then. And I think your supervisor will address that if you open that
Mm-hmm.
up. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why you have to build a relationship with your coworkers, because if
Yeah,
those things happen,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be easy for you to talk to them. But if you're not
Mm-hmm.
kind of aloof, kind of have your own space,
Mm-hmm.
um, they're going to be annoyed with you as well. Okay,
Yeah.
so yun yung
So in
isang
you
bad
know,
point dun.
opo. So internal not feeling well. For instance, sir, you're not feeling well. So what are you
Mm.
going to do? For instance, ano gagawin mo? Na
Ayan,
papasok ka,
magandang
no?
tanong yan. Oh, how
Mm-hmm.
about you, Tutu Rodman? Ano yung magandang gawin pagka binalik, no? Pagka hindi maganda yung pakiramdam mo.
Yeah, for instance, papasok ka pa lang, no? So you can address or you can approach your supervisor na you're not feeling well. So
Mhm.
para makahanap siya ng replacement mo, right? Ng kapalit
Oo,
mo to take charge do sa duty mo.
oo. So yun,
Mhm.
importante yun, no? No, sometimes wag na nating ipilit. If you're not feeling well, we should take or our sick leave. They
Mhm.
provide that in call center. They will provide you sick leave, or if you, let's say you are in shape when you left
Mhm.
home, but you felt bad during the work, you can tell your supervisor and ask for permission to go to the clinic because they would provide you medical attention there in the clinic. Okay, all of the call
Yeah.
centers are required to have their own clinic, their own nurse,
Mhm.
and their own doctors.
Yeah.
So it's actually something that you should be open about to your supervisor,
Correct.
because if you're not feeling well, it's not gonna do well in your job, diba?
That's right.
So why insist working if you're not
Mhm.
feeling well, diba?
Yeah. So
So
nung
yun.
when I was applying in a call center, meron akong na-meet na isang tanong. So
Mhm.
sabi niya, what you're going to choose between ano daw duty and family, something like that. Tapos sabi niya, for instance, your mother is sick. Tapos you have at the same time you have duty. So anong pipiliin mo? Your duty or your family?
That's a good
Ganun, no?
question. Mm.
Oo. So of course, no, our concern in here, siyempre, loyalty, right? Our job. Yeah. Filipinos kasi, they love our family, or we love our
Mhm.
family, right? But of course, so sabi, we are working for our family. Kung
Yeah.
mawawalan tayo ng work, of course, magsasacrifice din yung family natin.
Mhm.
So always think, no, to be loyal to your job. Di
Yeah.
ba? To your
Yeah.
duty.
So if I was in that situation, let's say I was asked that kind of question, I would tell
Mm,
that I'll take care of my family, because if I'm gonna get to work and I'm not feeling really well and I'm thinking about my family, I'm not gonna do well. So I would just
mm.
utilize my sick leave or my
Yeah, pwede
vacation
yan.
leave, because I don't want to jeopardize the quality of my service as a call center
Mhm.
agent. Okay. So, but if you could ask somebody to take care of your mother, but
Yeah,
like in your question, let's say somebody is not, there's no one who would take care of your family members, you better
yeah.
take some time to
Mm,
attend to your mother, 'di ba, sa mga ganung situation. So dapat lang maging open din tayo in communicating with our leaders sa pag
mm.
nagtatrabaho tayo sa call center.
Yeah.
All right. So these are the ways to deal with external noise. So number one, tell your customer. Kapag nanggagaling naman sa side nila, no, sometimes it's going to be parang kana iffy, di ba? Kapag ka ginagawa natin to, kasi we don't want to sound like we're commanding our customer. Pero we
Mhm.
Tutor Rodman, no, you receive training how to handle that, di ba? Yung pagka ang ingay ay nanggagaling doon sa customer mo, di ba?
Mhm. So actually there's no ano diyan, no, wala namang mali diyan for ay na i-approach mo yung customer mo.
Mhm.
So to tone down halimbawa yung television nila, right, malakas.
Oo.
O
When
ask
they're
your
speaking near.
customer, yeah.
Mhm.
Or maybe you can ask your customer to find place na walang ingay, something like that. Katulad ng
Oo.
sinabi mo
So you
kanina.
can tell your customer,
Mhm.
let's say I'm in a call
Yeah.
and I'm hearing a lot of dog barks, 'di ba?
Mm.
Maraming tahol ng aso, no? I can
Mm.
tell the customer, Mom, o kaya Mrs. Smith,
Yeah. Is it
I
okay?
really wanted
Mm.
to attend to your needs really well. I do need to understand you better, but the dog the dog's bark out there is pretty distracting. Could
Mhm.
you please go in a place where the dog's bark isn't that loud? Something like that. You tell your
Yeah.
customer. Okay? Ayan. So, meron tayo dito, si Catherine Lupena Arnches. Good afternoon, watching from Liloan Central School, Bonifacio West District. Ayan, si
And
Ma'am
yeah, si
Pasita
Pasita
Season Maluwis.
Season,
Mhm.
Luis, watching from S to Butubo,
Yeah, and our
elementary.
and our very
Now,
own Ma'am Erza Ulep, 'di ba? Good afternoon, Ma'am
yes, a
Erza.
blessed afternoon po. A very energetic no tutor, si Ma'am Erza
Yeah.
Ulep.
Okay, you can follow her up. I think
Yeah.
she has a session later. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hair dressing. No, if you guys wanted to learn more about beauty care, hair dressing, and whatnot, you could follow Tutor
Yeah.
Ersa's shows or sessions. Okay, so kapag sa yung end naman nanggagaling yung noise, okay, like what we talked about early on, you better fix it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
fix, identify the source where the noise is coming from, and fix it immediately. Okay,
Yeah,
before
so
actually
actually I
engaging.
experienced that, sir, right? With my speaker kanina, di ba? Oo, kala ko di na maayos eh.
Yeah. So earlier, no, we are having technical problem. No, later to earlier, Tutor Rodman had this uh, echo
Yeah.
um, in his headset, and he was distracted. He couldn't speak continuously because of that. He was distracted of the noise that's actually he's the one creating, and it's just a setting in
Yeah,
our
the speaker.
equipment in your
Mm-hmm.
equipment. And Tutor Robbie, our director, fixed it. Thank you so much, Tutor
Yeah,
Robbie,
thank you,
for
sir.
fixing
Thank
that.
you, tutor. Tutor Ruby.
Yeah, we have here Ma'am Arlene Uy as well, our co-tutors. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting
Good
our
afternoon,
show.
dear tutors. Yeah, good afternoon po, Ma'am Arlene.
Hmm. All right, next.
And yeah,
So this,
say thank you daw. Thank you so much from Ma'am Erza. Ulep.
thank you so much, Ma'am. Okay, so uh, how is time becoming a barrier? Paano nagiging barrier yung time, 'di ba? Sa
Mm-hmm.
communication.
Yeah, for instance, now you are working in a call center, right?
Mhm.
It is very important. So we have only 10 minutes to handle our customer, right? Yeah.
So there is this what do you call this? Average talking time,
Oh, handling.
ATT, okay, that you have to meet. So if you are having this time constraint, sometimes you gotta talk to, let's say, 10 customers in 1 hour. That's
Mm,
the goal, no? So you have the tendency to rush your words, okay, speak fast
speak.
because of time constraint, and that actually hinder the communication, because the purpose of
Yeah.
communication is for you guys, for our students, once you work in a call center, to understand your customer, and at the same time your customer to
Yeah.
understand you. And if there is time
Especially,
constraint,
mm,
that's
especially
gonna be hard.
for outbound, right, sir?
Yes,
Outbound
for
account.
outbound.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Because you're the ones giving out information if you're outbound. Pag sinabi
Mm-hmm.
nating outbound, ikaw yung
Ito yung
tumatawag kay
tawag ng
customer.
tawag.
Oo, ikaw yung
Yeah.
tawag ng tawag, no? There is a
Repeating and
average
calling.
holding time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yung mga
And
outbound.
on the side of the customer naman, Tutor Rodman.
Yeah. So actually, for instance, nga sabi ko kanina, no, it's about sa outbound account natin. So we are contacting or talking to
Mhm.
our clients. Tapos sabi nila, sorry, but I don't have to listen. Okay, I am in a hurry. Yes, I'm not interested. Something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you can ask your customer to give you at least three minutes, right? Yan, to say or to deliver your your statement, something like that.
Yeah. And you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna give your spiel right away to
Mm-hmm.
strike up interest, no? So once you get the interest or the attention of your customer, I and that's the time that your customer would give you more time, diba? So you could ask, sir, you could just give me 1 minute to 3 minutes and you're
Yeah,
good to
something like
go.
that.
Oh, something like that. So tell
So,
your customer that you're going to just explain this in a short period of time if he's saying he has no time or he's in a hurry.
yeah.
Because if
Aside
your
from that,
customer,
yes,
yes,
sir. Sige.
if your customers don't have enough time to listen to you, okay, they wouldn't pay attention to you, di ba?
That's right. Yeah. Sabi ni Ma'am Erza ulit pag daw na pag po late dumating ang kausap. So nagkikilala daw yan ng barrier and time. And minsan pag magkakaroon ng misunderstanding. Pag may time limit, need magmadali.
Oo, need magmadali, no? Sabi, nandito rin, nag-comment si Ma'am Christina Agsunot. Hi, hi ma'am, how are you po?
Ay po.
Ayan. So yung pangalawa ng picture naman dito, no, sometimes we have experienced this. I personally experienced this. I process a transaction and I actually complete the order. But I didn't realize that there was changes in the policy when it comes to processing the order.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually sent out the equipment for delivery, but it's actually not for um, delivery without certain document. And I miss out. And I got this QA markdown. So sa call center, pag tinawag na QA markdown, it's actually a fault or mistake that you committed in the conversation or in the process of the call. Okay, if you're processing or order an order, like for example, in my situation at that time, I process an order, but I should not supposed to process the order because
Yeah.
we're missing document, diba? So yun, nagkaroon ako ng markdown, but I didn't know that it was out of the policy because I didn't receive the memo earlier,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
'di ba? So when there is a memo, it should be disseminated on time so that there should be mistake na ma-avoid, 'di ba? Those mistakes could be avoided, 'di ba?
Yeah. Yeah, on the point of the customer naman, sir, yan, yung sa time na yan to know. Sometimes, di ba, nagkakaroon ng late yun sa courier, yun sa delivery,
Mhm.
for instance, sa mga bills, right?
Mm.
So, customers are, kumbaga, they are calling in the contact center to ask, kasi kababayad lang kung for instance ng bill nila. Tapos may dumating na namang another bill. So, yun,
Mhm.
nagagalit sila.
Yeah.
Because they do not know. Sometimes kasi yung courier na delayed niya.
Yeah. So, yung miscommunication or yung barriers to
Mm-hmm.
communication when it comes to time usually happens or usually
Mm-hmm.
happen in a letter, 'di ba? Not in
Yeah.
um face to face or phone conversation, 'di ba? Or synchronous conversation. It
Yeah.
usually happens in those um in letters, 'di ba? Sa written communication. Okay?
Correct.
Mas madalas siya mangyari sa written kaysa sa verbal communication. So you gotta
Yeah.
remember that.
Mm-hmm. So that is why, no, as a call center representative, of course, you must know, or so you have to know how to deal those problems.
Yeah. And Jake Bilyesa gave us
Lot
thousands,
of thumbs up.
a lot of thumbs up. Thank you so much, Jake. And so the quality of message may also be a barrier to communication. No,
Yeah.
unclear messages may result from vague and ambiguous sentences. Like for example, he found a bat in the room. The word bat has several meanings. It could either be baseball bat or a
Yeah.
flying mammal. Diba?
Mm-hmm. And sometimes in pronouncing words, example, the word love and love, right?
Mhm.
For instance, yeah. So in the interview, no, sabi, so how do you handle stress? Sasabihin mo, oh, I just laugh at it, right? So iba na yung meaning niya, di ba?
And so we gotta be careful when it comes to our pronunciation. At the same
Yeah.
time, if there are words that have the same sounds, we pronounce them the same way, but actually
Mm-hmm.
have different meanings. Let's say
Correct.
bank, diba? Bank. It could be the bank where you deposit money, or a bank where you do your picnics, diba? So dapat ganun. Dapat malinaw tayo when we use words that may have um,
It might confuse
different
our
meanings but
customers.
of the same sound.
Yeah,
Homophones, tinatawag, di ba, na homophones. Okay.
correct.
So how about jargon, Tutor Rodman?
Okay, so when say jargon, so those are the technical terminologies or terms, kumbaga exclusively for a certain field or professionals,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kapag hindi mo masyadong kilala yung word na yon, so that is jargon, right? Jargon
Mm-hmm.
sa'yo yan.
Okay.
Example, so we have terminologies in a call center. Mga iba, example na lang yung BPO or yung business process outsourcing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for a layman's, for ordinary people, they do not understand, they do not know those terminologies. So do
Exactly.
not, ano, no, wag mong isipin na, alam na nila to. Okay? Kahit gamitin kong word na ito, I know this word or this terminologies is familiar to the customer. Yan.
Yeah. Ayun. So we should avoid using jargon in our conversation. No, yeah, just make
Mm-hmm.
sure when you use those jargons, you use that in the particular organization where those words are being used. Okay,
Yeah.
and how about ethnocentrism?
Ethnocentrism. May judge and judging. I appreciate you. Yeah. Di ba?
So
So, when say
ethnos.
sige po sir.
Sige sir, sige sir, go ahead.
Yung ethnocentrism, so actually, meron siyang, ano, no, yung, ano niyan, yung opposite niyan, that is xenocentrism, right? So,
Mhm.
ethnocentrism, it means, I would say ethno, that is ethnic or group, right? And mostly, yung mga kausap natin, sabi nga, clients ay yung mga customers natin. Customers are always right, right?
That's true.
Yan. Mhm. Kasi ang ano natin as contact center worker or call center representative, yung concern natin is to satisfy our needs. So feeling nila kasi when sa ethnocentrism, so they are superior. Sa akin lang, no? Yun ang ano. So ethnocentric and ethnocentrism.
Exactly, no.
Yeah.
So sabi ni Rain Rizal Tawayan, good afternoon po. Yan, from Ramona Ingud Ramona Integrated School, ang Danan West District. Oh, I'm sorry if I
Mhm.
mispronounced that. Well, anyway, yung na-share ni Tudor Rodman about ethnocentrism, it usually happens in call center setup where our Japanese, like our American friends,
Yeah.
like our American customer, usually sometimes they think that they have better, like they see things in their own perspective. So you have to appreciate their culture first if you want to work
Mhm.
with them properly or work with them in harmony. You got to understand their culture. That's the reason why part of your training once you got hired in a call center
Mhm.
is that you study and familiarize yourself with their culture, 'di ba?
Correct.
Kasi we don't want to do this on our part. We don't want to be ethnocentric, where we try to interpret things up based on our perspective, based on our culture. Okay,
Yeah.
dapat lagi doon sa culture nila because
Correct.
we are the customer service, 'di ba? Ayan. So we have to appreciate other people's culture, okay? For
Mhm.
us to avoid this barrier, the ethnocentrism.
Correct.
Lastly,
Prejudgment.
mhm.
Never mind. Listen to me. Yes, so these are yung mga
Never
pictures na
mind.
never
Yeah. So
mind.
that happens, right, to Rodman, when
Uh,
somebody tries to talk to you and you think
mm,
you already know what that person's going to tell you, you don't listen, 'di ba?
parang
You
ako to
have the we have the prejudgment that you know
Yeah.
what he's going to say, 'di ba?
Mm-mm.
That's the opposite of a good listener, 'di ba?
Yeah. So always remember that na not all customers katulad ng damit mo, no, they thank you because yung sabi they enjoy your conversation with you, no, yung mga customers. Kasi other customers or some customers in a call center, so we have what you call the irate, right? The irate
Mm.
customers. yung konti lang ay galit na galit na.
Yeah.
Okay? Mga ganon.
Yeah.
But not
Actually,
all, no?
what Tutor
Mm-mm.
Rodman said, I told him a story where I talked to this couple.
Mm-mm.
It's a phone conversation where they're passing the telephone to each other. Well, I was
Mm-mm.
talking to them, and they made fun of me because of the way I speak. I sound Asian, and they laugh at me
Mm-mm.
because of that. And actually, I told them, instead of being mad at it myself, I told them that it's okay because I made them happy, and I asked them to give me high ratings on a customer survey because of I made
Mm-mm.
them happy, and they actually did
Yeah.
that. I got a high
Mm-mm.
rating because I just accept
Mm-mm.
the fact that my accent isn't the way they expected. I sound more like an Asian, diba? Tayo, ganun.
Mm-mm.
Before, actually, we tried to fake it. Filipinos tried to fake it. They
Yeah.
say that they are American, but actually they're Filipinos. Pero yon,
Mm. Experience na yan eh. Meron kami experience niyan. Kasi di ba we are denying that we are in here in the Philippines and we are Filipinos. Sabi nung ano na, are you American? Sabi nga, are you Asian? Sabi nung kausap niya. Tapos dinideny niya. Sabi niya, so actually I half Asian and half Dalmatian. Oo. So
that's
nagkamali siya.
funny.
Tapos, yeah, the customer no, doon sa kabilang linya, keep on laughing. Tapos yung mga katabi rin niya, tawa ng tawa. So what's wrong? Sabi nung call center. So
Mm-mm,
you said, sabi nga no, you said half Asian and half Dalmatian.
mm-mm. And
Naging
so,
aso.
going back to the prejudgment due to Rodman. So, yon
Yeah.
nangyari siya kapag, yon hindi ayaw mo nang makinig because you think you know what the other person has to say. Okay?
Mm-mm.
So, yon. So, kahit na alam mo na ang sasabihin, just listen pa rin because maybe there's gonna
Correct.
be new information that you don't know yet.
Yeah.
Diba?
And that
Ayan.
is part of our training, right?
Mhm.
Sabi daw, listen lang, listen well.
Okay,
Okay.
paki-scan yung codes.
Yan, nandiyan na ako. So, sino yung kasama niya? Si Mary Jane, tsaka si
Ayan,
Rod.
paki-scan nga yung code. Scan nyo yung code and try to answer this short quiz. Okay? Archudis, please scan the code. Okay, it's right in front of you right now. And scan nyo yung code na yan and you guys try to answer and for us to see whether you guys have something you take away something out of this ETUlay tutorial.
Yeah. So, sabi niya, from Kirito Watanabe. Yeah, Clarence Reyes, 11 Empathy, General Tinio National High School. Hello. And good afternoon. So, sir, it's 2:20 na. So, let us check our quiz. Let's check. Number
Okay,
one.
number one.
Mhm.
So number one is, what's the answer to our question number one?
So, we have noise, right?
Yeah.
Number one. So, and these are the choices. A, unclear message due to vague and ambiguous sentences. B, anything that interferes with the communication process between the sender and the recipient. Letter C, affects when written communication more than oral communication. D, a language that is specific to a profession. E, the act of judging what someone has to say even before they speak. Or letter F, the act of judging the culture of others on the basis of what is acceptable in the culture communicator. Yan.
Okay, wala
Meron
pa
na bang
tayong
sumagot, sir?
responses. Okay, let's answer this. So number
Yeah.
one is going to be letter B. Ayan.
Letter
So letter B.
B.
Anything that interferes with the communication process between the
Yan,
sender
may
and the
mga
recipient
hadlang.
is noise.
Yeah, the hindrances. How about
Mhm.
number two, sir? Quality of message.
So that's letter A, unclear messages due to vague and ambiguous sentences. Okay.
Yeah.
How about time? Time affects written communication more than oral communication.
Mm-hmm.
Number four,
Prejudgment.
judgment is letter E, the act of judging what someone has to say even before they speak.
Yeah.
Number five, ethnocentrism.
The act of judging the culture of others.
Yeah, on the
Yeah, and
basis of what is acceptable in the culture of one's communicator.
yes, F. And last one, jargons.
Letter D, a language that is
Yeah,
specific to
a
a
specific profession.
profession. Okay, let's check this out. Wala pa ring response. Well, anyway, that's pretty much it for our lesson discussion today. Once again, I'm Tutor T. I'm from SDO Cavite Province.
And Chula Rodman, you're tall, dark, and never mind from SDO Bataan.
Yeah, and you could catch us up every Friday from 1:40 until 2:20 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so we will continue our discussion on next Friday. Yeah, so abangan nyo kami
Actually,
ulit.
it's going to be a break next Friday.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's,
mamimiss natin sila,
so
no? Tutor T.
on the next week, catch us up,
Yeah.
guys, in the next week. So that's gonna be all for today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you and
And,
God bless. Up next, sir, yung yung FOS, right?
Yeah,
With
up
tutors,
next na yung
Teresa.
FOS. Okay,
Yeah,
Tutor Teresa and Tutor
Maggie.
Grace.
Grace, sorry. Bye-bye, and thank you.
Ang bilis ng oras, no? Natapos na naman ang ating ETUlay online tutorial sa araw na ito. Ikaw ba ay may mga bagong natutuhan? Kung opo, abangan bukas ang ating mga kaabang-abang na ETUlay program. Gamitin ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Kita-kits bukas!